Hello and welcome. This is Errity with Wise Woman Television, and today I am bringing you a quickie pick a card reading on manifesting abundance, how to make more money, what is being asked of you in order to do so. I first encourage you to like and subscribe. Liking ensures that other people see this video, and subscribing ensures your own commitment to yourself, such that every time a notification pops up, if you press the bell button, you will be given a reminder to return to your own spiritual journey and your own growth. So we're going to jump right in. I will place the card piles up for you now. Card piles 1, 2, and 3 for you to intuitively choose regarding which pile is yours. And we will get started. So for pile 1, I have divided this message into sort of 3 parts: what's being asked of you, what you need to do, and what the end result is. So what is being asked of you? You already know. You have an idea, you have an inspiration, there is something already within you. Perhaps you've been ignoring it or neglecting it or not giving it enough attention. You haven't been nurturing your seed, but you have your seed. You know what you're supposed to do. Oftentimes our financial successes, our abundance, they come in the package of our greater dreams and visions. So if we aren't living into, if we aren't embodying, if we aren't doing the thing of our bigger dreams and visions, the financial success part, the abundance part, doesn't come as easily available. We get into alignment, it becomes available. So for you, you already know. You have something. You know you're supposed to do something. You haven't done it. It's like you haven't pressed the green light. You haven't pressed on the gas. You got to do it. You already know what you're supposed to do. You're being called, whatever it is that you're thinking about when I say this. You might even be chuckling to yourself or rolling your eyes because you're like, I do know this. Do it. That's what you're being called to do. You come into more money, more abundance, more financial success, more financial freedom. You come into it by living this, by doing this. You're being asked to step into that. So what do you need to do? Just 1 minute here. You are being asked to do it. It's so funny because you already know for this pile, card pile 1, this is more of an affirmation for you. This is more of an acknowledgement and validation. You already know, you're just not doing it. So this is your reminder to do it. Whatever it is that's coming through you, whatever it is that you are being called toward, it could be anything, because of course this is a collective reading. You are being called to bring it into form, to do the darn thing, right? To make the move, to take the leap. This pile knows. These other piles may not know. If you don't know, then this pile is not relevant for you. Or perhaps you think you don't know, but you do. You've already had the idea, the inspiration, the insight. You just haven't moved. And so it may have become cloudy or confusing, and yet you do know. So this pile, it's just saying do it. You already know. There's nothing more I can offer you except the nudge and the light under your arse to get going, to do the darn thing. There's something that's coming through you, something that wants to be done. This could be, for some of you, very specifically, could be something around, it's for everyone, it's bringing it into form, to do the darn thing, right? For some of you, it very specifically could be to write the book, to write the blog, to publish, to take this idea and to turn it into a true offering, to launch the business, to launch the program, to leave the 9-to-5. So those are some ideas and examples. But many of you already know, like when I tune in, it's like it's already been sitting with you. It may be neglected, but you already know. And so what you come into, it's following and carving your own path in the world. So some of you may be stepping into entrepreneurship. Some of you may be stepping into your purpose work, your purpose path in a clearer, more aligned and specific way. There's something here about carving your own path, being the master of your own destiny. So for a lot of you, this could be entrepreneurship. For a lot of you, this could be sort of taking the reins of your own path and your own destiny and your own financial abundance by launching the book, launching the business, launching the offering, right? So that may not be true for everybody, but for many of you, this final card here, what you're stepping into, or the final advice, is very much about carving your own path. So do it. This is what supports you to get into alignment with the financial abundance or the financial success that you seek. It happens when you carve your own path and you become the master of your own destiny, aka following the call that you've already been given, doing the thing that you've been asked to do, and then what you step into or what happens as a result is you end up being the master of your own destiny, and thus being able to claim the financial abundance or successes that you seek. So thank you, card pile 1. I encourage you to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will move to pile 2. So card pile 2, I have divided this reading into 3 sections to keep it very focused, and that is what is being asked of you, what you need to do, and what you come into as a result, or the final end result or product. So what you need to do, you are being asked to let it go. Whatever you are holding on to, you have to let it go. Okay, and I offer that sincerely and compassionately and lovingly. You've got to let it go. You're holding on to some wounding. You're holding on to some pain from the past. You're holding on to some old illusions and lies and falsehood about yourself, about your experience, about your perception of the world. It's an experience sort of that sort of victimhood energy. And it doesn't mean that we can't be victims in this life, because life is hard. Not all the time, not every day, but life can be very difficult. We can run into extremely challenging or dire circumstances. We can experience an unfathomable loss, and I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that, and I know how deep the cuts can go. I get it, I know it. In some ways I've been there. I haven't walked your path. However, when we hold on to this, it prevents us from fully knowing and experiencing and actualizing everything that's meant for us, including financial success and money and financial abundance. Everything that you desire is on the other side. The freedom that you desire, the fulfillment that you desire is on the other side of letting this go. We make a choice every day to hold on to the past, to hold on to the reins of the past. When we have a choice, it doesn't feel like it always that there is a choice, but there's a choice to let it go. Instead of looking at the past, we choose to look forward. We change our focus, we change our orientation, we don't give as much thought, energy, attention to the experiences of the past. We stop telling those old stories. We stop asking for support and compassion for the old stories, because if you're in this energy, you've already done there, you've done that, you've been there, done that, right? You've done that whole thing. And it does. If something is fresh for you, if you're still licking your wounds, take the time to let it be fresh, for the wounds to be licked and for things to begin to heal. This isn't to bypass healing. This isn't to rush through it or force yourself through something. But if you're on this video and you're asking about financial abundance, many of you have already done the whole run around, and you've been able to share your story. You've been able to express yourself. You've been able to feel supported. And if you haven't, then here's your call to get that support, to do what you need to do so that you can move forward and out of this pain, out of this history, out of this old wounding, to step into your birthright and claim what is yours and what you truly, deeply desire. And I'll tell you what, right now, pain isn't it. The past isn't it. All the things that have happened to you aren't it. That's not your destiny. That's not your fate. Take back your power. Let that go. So what you need to do is stepping right into it here, letting that go. You gotta let it go so that you can become the master of your own destiny, the master of your own fate. You cannot be at cause. You cannot be the master creator of your own life if you are allowing and giving the reins over to the pain and the wounding and the experiences of your past. If you are saying that that is most important, or that that is what took the life out of you, whatever, if you are giving it that power, it will claim that power. It will dictate your future and your path and your destiny. In order for you to claim what is yours, the financial abundance, financial success, to manifest more money, whatever that is, the number one thing you can do, and this actually goes for all piles, but obviously this pile it's most specific to, is to let go of any ideas or attachments to any stories of victimhood, meaning that you don't have control over your life, that you can't move the needle, that you can't change, that things can't change, that life isn't good to you, that you don't have a say over how your life goes. The powerlessness and the helplessness, unfortunately, does nothing for financial abundance. It's usually on the other side of that, freedom from that. And if this is all you've ever known, this experience, because of your family history, because of some deep, visceral, painful, perhaps even toxic or abusive or worse experiences in your childhood, get the help to find the freedom. This is your call toward healing. This is the call toward justice, what you truly deserve. You deserve so much more than, number one, what you believe at this time in your life because of what's happened and what your experiences would tell you you deserve. You deserve more. It is time to claim your power, and that happens through acknowledging that this is even a truth for you, and then making the choice to let go, and then actually letting go. If you are there, if you've licked your wounds enough, if you've gotten the support and you are ready, even though you may be in denial of that, this energy doesn't want to be ready oftentimes. Instead of turning to look at the past, all you need to do is reorient yourself to the future. That's your first step. Making that choice, taking back the reins, deciding that you are a creator of your own life, and taking very small steps on the path to get there. I don't care if it's a breadcrumb. Turn your face toward your future and begin to make the tiny steps that appear before you. What happens as a result of all of this and how you step into financial abundance is you come back to life. You feel again. You thrive again. You come to know and experience life as something that is joyful, something that is abundant, something that is blessed, something that, that kind of, again, makes you come alive. The experience of all of your cells are online and everything feels abundant, and it's that experience of awe and reverence. And you might be so far away from that you can't contact that, and that's okay. But that is what's available for you on the other side of this. Joy, fulfillment, happiness, freedom, and financial success and abundance. You manifest more money, pile 2, when you let go of this old wounding. You turn to face the future. You decide that's no longer what you want. You accept what has happened. And it doesn't mean you're okay with what's happened, but you accept that it's happened. There's absolutely nothing more you can do about it. And now what? That is your claim to fortune, pile 2. Thank you for watching. I encourage you to like and subscribe if this landed for you, or comment below. And now we're going to move on to pile 3. So pile 3, this is a short and sweet financial success and abundance reading for you. I have divided it into 3 parts so that we can be super focused and specific. And the first part is what is being asked of you. The second part is what you actually need to do. And the third part is what happens as a result. So the end result, what you end up embodying, and how you actually step into financial abundance or success. So what you are being asked to do, have faith in the process. I feel like for pile 3, you've been kicking it for a while, all right? You've been doing the thing, you've been launching the thing, you've been living the thing, you've been walking the path and on this journey for some time, right? So maybe you've had the career, maybe you've launched the business, whatever it is, right? You've followed through on this idea. You have been walking the path, you've been walking your talk. You've been walking the walk, and you're like, what's going on here? And, why haven't I experienced my success? It is here. It is on its way. There's something here about being consistent, not giving up on the dream. And that's actually what step 2 is all about. So we talked about what you're being asked. Have faith, trust, know. You do know this is meant for you. You do know. You know that. You feel that on the inside, even if it's deep and buried under layers of BS and conditioning that tells you that, all the failures have said this and there's no one buying or this isn't happening. Beyond all of those loud, kind of chaotic or whatever voices inside of you, you know what you're meant for. Honor that. You know what you're meant for. Right here, all right? And what you need to do, keep moving. Have faith. Keep walking your talk, stay consistent. Consistency is what builds energy and momentum toward the thing. So we have to actively create things in our experience. And when we are consistent, and it sounds like you have been consistent, feels like there's probably been some lulls and some times where you've sort of backed off or been off center, off season, or that you've doubted it. So even if you've been doing the thing, there's been some doubt that isn't fully aligned with your actions that you're taking. So it's like you are consistent in your action, you're doing the thing, but your mind isn't always in belief or on board, and your heart may then be off kilter or off center with what you're doing, because the mind has told it that it's pointless or it's not going to happen for you. And so it sounds like you're usually on track, although it sounds like maybe there's been some times where that hasn't been the case, but mostly you've been consistent. But somewhere in the heart or somewhere in the mind, you may have been not fully in alignment with that action. And so now you're being asked to be consistent with that. Bring everything on board, heart, mind, body, spirit. Bring everything on board and in alignment with this. And then as you do that, and as you continue, because all these things will happen naturally over time, but thank goodness, you found this video too, so now you know exactly what needs to be done. Bring it all on board and into alignment. Trust that it's happening. You already know that it happens. So that's not even a question. Stop doubting that. That's silly. All right? Step into that knowing. Get really comfortable in that knowing and continue to take action and trust that it's on its way. Okay? All you're being charged with is to continue on the very path that you are on, right? So this is a collective reading, so it's different for everybody, but if you're watching this, if you chose card pile 3, you've been doing it, okay? And you're ready, all right? You're ready for the big reveal. The revelation comes. Don't you worry. The revelation comes. And then so the big reveal of your financial abundance and success. So we talked about what you're being asked, and what is being asked of you. We talked about what you need to actually do, and then what you sort of step into. The end result, the harvest comes. You, pile 3 of all piles, pile 1 and pile 3 are very similar in this regard, but the big harvest comes. You reap what you sow. Everything that you have worked toward, all the steps that you've taken, all this kind of inner work that we're talking about right now that you've done, comes back to you 3-fold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold. You step into an experience of truly experiencing abundance. It is coming. It is on its way. Know that every single output of energy that you put out there comes back to you. There's no way that it doesn't. That's just the karmic reality. This is the human experience, choice and consequence. Everything you put out comes back to you. So all of the stuff that you are doing, and all of the tracks that you've laid, and all of the effort that you've put out there, and all the things that you've done, have no choice but to come back to you. They have no choice but to come back to you. They must. It's universal law. It's universal order. So that's what comes to you. You are going to come into a great experience of receiving. If you can continue to follow the path, stay true to it, have faith in the process and the knowing, get everything online and on board in terms of your mind, in terms of your heart, in terms of your action, in terms of your spiritual growth and your spiritual journey. If you want to know more about your life purpose or spiritual destiny, you can check out the other videos on this channel, Pick a Card readings. You come into the great revelation. You come into the great receiving. You come into the great harvest, the great reaping of what you've sown. It comes to you. It's on its way. Trust it. And know that it happens. Know that it happens. This pile in particular, you're already on the journey. The other people are sort of at the beginning of their journey, card piles 1 and card pile 2. You are already in the middle of it. So keep on going. Keep on going so that your financial success, your abundance, the material and the immaterial wealth, most certainly all the good stuff, the good stuffs that we like to feel inside, like fulfillment and happiness, all of that. That all comes. And know that even that immaterial wealth, happiness, fulfillment, that can be enjoyed now on the journey. Enjoy your life as it is now. Experience the wealth of your life now. Enter your life as it is now. Engage with life as it is now. Start to experience that immaterial or spiritual wealth that then supports your ability to avail yourself and open to material wealth. The more you get into spiritual wealth now, the more available and accessible material wealth is on the path now, and as you build up into this greater revelation of wealth and success. So thank you, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I encourage you to like and subscribe if you did, and I will see you all next time.